Okay, good evening, everybody. Hello, guys. I'm really enjoyed to welcome you here on a Beetroot Academy event. And today we're going to talk all about front-end development and your possible future career in it. My name is Veronica. I'm event manager at Beetroot Academy. And today, with our speaker, Alex, we're going to guide you through all you need to know concerning front-end development as a tech field. What are the career perspectives? How do you even start? What tasks you may face in this career role, and also how to actually tell if this is a right choice for you or not. I really hope that at the end of the event, you will be able to honestly respond to yourself, first of all, if this is something you would actually like to do and to pursue as your career choice. No, both options are valid and both options can be correct for you. So any kind of response you'll have, if you will have it and you will be certain about it, that will be a great result for us. I will take a few moments at the beginning of the event just to remind you of the organizational stuff, tell you about the duration, how we're going to pursue this event, and then I will give the word straight to Alex and we're going to move straight to the topic. So let's start by kindling our live chat. That is our main instrument for communication for today. So let's say hi, hello, and also I would appreciate if you tell me in which country, in which city are you watching us today. Let's do like a small geographical bingo, if you would. So both Alex and I think we're in Ukraine. Alex, right? Yeah. So it's just one country, but I would love to see from other people from other countries and to collect a few names. And also, by the way, mention if there are any kind of problems with the sound or video quality or maybe the internet connections. If throughout the event you will face those problems, also just let me know in the live chat. I will look through it like at any given moment and try to fix if there are any kind of problems. By the way, live chat is, again, as I said, the main instrument for communication for today. So please, any comments, any messages, any questions, especially questions, are really, really welcome there. Please note them, write down in that chat, and I will come back to them, especially during the Q&A session. By the way, as for the event structure, let's say we'll have two main blocks. The first and the longest block will be the main informational block, where we are going to talk about front-end development, career you can have in it, and I think it will last up to 50, maybe 55 minutes, so up to an hour. And then at the end of the event, you will have a Q&A session with today's speaker, and I believe that is the most valuable part we can offer you, because that is your place and time to ask any kind of question you have regarding both career in front-end development and also education, because Alex, today's speaker, is not only a professional front-end developer who has a lot of years of experience in the field, but he also is an experienced teacher at Beetroot Academy, and he's here to welcome any kind of questions you may have and to answer and to help you. So please grab that opportunity, ask any kind of question you may have. Don't feel shy. Don't think that questions may be like kind of obvious, because again, we are here to help you and to answer those questions, whatever they may be about. If you think that, oh no, I have to go early because I can be here for like hour and a half, please, no worries. We understand that you may have to leave earlier. That's why the event is recorded, and the recording will be sent to you via the email you used to register for this event, alongside with the presentation we are going to use. And also, if at some point we'll mention some kind of, let's say, sources like websites, maybe books or blog posts, I don't know. If anything of that kind will be mentioned, I will also link those sources in that email, so you will have everything on hand. And a couple of bonuses we are prepared for you today also will be in those email letters. So actually, that is all for today. I already have a few messages, one from Ivana from Kyiv, that's also Ukraine, thank you, and from Romania, which is also really great. So without further ado, I'm going to share the screen with our presentation for today. And Alex, I'm giving the word to you. So let's start with your presentation, and then we shall go to the topic.
Thank you. Hello, and hey guys. My Ukrainian variant of my name is Alexander, but everyone call me Alex. And yeah, I'm from Ukraine. I'm located in Ukraine, and I am front-end developer. Why I am here? Because about 9 years ago, I decided to start my career in this field, and now my position sounds like front-end tech lead, and in advance, I am a tutor in Beetroot Academy, so I have some experience in the front end, and I would be glad, more than happy to answer all your questions about this beautiful field of study, because after 9 years, I'm still eager to open something new, to study something new in front end, and I always glad to talk about front end. So yeah, my story started 9 years ago when I was a student of geography faculty, and I realized that it's not my cup of tea. It's not something what I want to do. And back in that days, there was no any additional courses. So I started my path like on my own. That's why I decided to become a tutor, just to make this way a bit easier. Now I'm working on L'Oréal Paris. It's a beauty brand, and last 2 years I'm responsible for Maybelline New York website, which you may use. I hope so. So yeah, basically that's it. My main technical stack is a markup, which includes HTML, CSS, and JavaScript frameworks like React, JS, and Vue.js. Yeah. So today we will discover what front-end development is, our typical tasks, my typical day of working day, and yeah, how to tell if front-end development is something suitable for you. That was my wife, and sorry about this mess in the background. We are in the middle of renovation. Sorry. So yeah, what to expect? I will talk about general theory information, then we will switch to some practical examples, and at the end we will have a Q&A session where I will answer to all your front-end related questions.
That's great intro, thank you. But I suggest before actually going into the topic of front-end development, career, and all of that, let's do a small mood check. I would like to know how are you feeling, everybody? Because again, we'll be here for a while listening to Alex, and let's start by just checking out who's our mood. So I have prepared a small scale of a cat with 7 different options, and could you please pick a cat that represents your mood right now perfectly, or at least as good as it can get, and give me that number in the live chat. And while I'm waiting for the responses, Alex, same goes to you. Which cat is the best illustration of how you're feeling right now? Which number would you pick?
I would go with number 1. For some reason today I'm full of energy and I'm eager to do something. I'm eager to start the main part.
That's a great choice. I think I'm more at number 2. I'm on the opposite part of scale. I am low energy, but still very comfortable. I have even a pillow right here to make it comfortable sitting here for an hour. And also I'm cat number 4, something in the middle, because I'm eager to know more about the front-end development, because I am obviously not a tech expert and I would like to learn more for myself at least. Let's check with the audience. So we have 2 cats number 2, which is great. That's my team. Yeah, I'm there with you. Number 5, if he represents focus and concentration, that's a great choice, I think so. And we also have number 7, which is one of my favorite cats, obviously, because he's in the box, also really comfy. And we have also number 1, who is also active and prepared to do something, which is great because we are going to actually start doing something. And I suggest us diving in the topic of what is front-end development. Maybe you can touch on the difference between front-end and back-end, just in simple words for people who are out of the sphere completely. how can they get the general understanding of the topic of the term?
Yeah. So basically, we could compare front-end development with building of your own house. So obviously, before you start, you need to create a blueprint of how it should be, how it should look, where doors should be placed. And for this field, we have design direction. We have designers. These guys, I have great respect to these guys. They should create blueprint for you, and you as a developer, as a builder, you should transform this blueprint into something real. You need to build a walls, you need to place all windows in a proper place, you need to put a roof, doors, etc., etc. It's like in general, but as you may know, IT product development is one of the most advanced industries in the modern world, and it covers anything from software development, websites, mobile application, online stores, and much more. You are using it every day, and each time when you interact with a website, you interact with the front end of this website. So we already know about two main fields of it. It's a design, it's a front-end development, and last but not least, it's a back-end development, which allows you to interact with information, allow you to store information, to transform this information into like some reliable view. So yeah, basically, front-end development is like a bridge between design and backend, which allows us developers to merge it all in a website which is easy to use, which is accessible. We need to ensure that user interaction with interface will be smooth. As I said, it's a layer that users see when they interact with a website, mobile application, or any other product. Developers are responsible for creating this specific part of the product and ensuring the effective implementation of visual components of the site or an application. We have a bunch of tools which allows us to create the interface. Long story short, we are talking about buttons that you could click on your online store, about images gallery when you want to buy something and you just want to scroll the photos of product which you want to buy, and many other interface things. Yeah. Typical tasks and goals. So as I said, the main task for me as a front-end developer is to transform a blueprint, a design, into something real, into website which user could interact. Transform picture into like a clickable buttons, navigation, images, etc., etc., etc. Once the designers have created the website layout in a design tool, mostly it will be Figma. That's one of the most popular, as I know, design tool. Is handed over to front-end developers who transform it into code, because our browser or your phone, which use browser as well, it doesn't understand nothing except code. So basically we will transform picture into like code, which looks like a text, and then browser will transform this text into something real. The primary goal of developing any website is to present information to users in a readable and like friendly format. Front-end developers also, we are also responsible for designing websites because not always possible to have the perfect design. We need to discuss interface elements with the client. We need to find like the best possible solution. We need to know about we we have like a lot of general guides of accessibility because also we need to be sure that website is accessible for people with any disabilities, for blind people, for colorblind people. So we need to connect all general stuffs, all design preferences with these accessibility guidelines. Also, we need to be sure that this website will look fine in different devices. If you have the latest iPhone, or if you have some old legacy Motorola, you should be able to see a website absolutely the same. And search optimization is a crucial part as well, because we need to be sure that user will find your web application. Will usually users look something using Google or another search engine, so we work with this as well. The last point, we need to test. We need to test our products. We need to test the result. Obviously, there is a separate field of development. It's a QA. We have QA developers, but front-end developers should test it first. He should prepare like good quality result, good quality product before pass it to the QA stage. So we need to test it on a different devices, on a different screens. That's it. Day in life of front-end developer. Yeah. Now I'm on leading positions, so my main vector is a bit shifted to the management. But back in the days when I was like a typical developer, my main tasks, my main goal for a day is to code, is to write a code. As you may see here on the screen, we have three main technologies. Is HTML, which allows us to create a structure. It's like a bricks for your walls. We have CSS, which allows us to create styling. It's like a painting of its walls. And we have JavaScript, which allows us to breathe life into your home. It's like electricity and maybe water pipes, which allows you to use it much easier, which provides you more flexibility, more interaction freedom. So yeah, 90% of my day, I'm writing the code. I'm transforming the design into a functional website. I'm doing tests. I'm collaborate with designers. We are discussing different points of design. Maybe something we could improve, negotiate something. Now I'm also working with the clients, and that's the most interesting part of my day, when I'm trying to explain some non-technical stuff, some technical stuff to non-technical people, how to present their products in the most reliable way. And yeah, and also we need to study, we need to learn something new each day, every day. Last 9 years, I'm trying to learn something new every day, because It's a very fast growing field, and the main mistake of any developer is it could be just a stuck on one place. You need to grow, you need to continuously grow on yourself. Basically, yeah, that was my typical day. How to tell is if front end is your cup of tea, if something that you could do. For me, it's very easy questions, because front end, in my opinion, is the most flexible field for all newcomers. Because if I would compare it with a design, for example, and to be a designer, you need to have like a very creative mind. You need to be able create something absolutely from scratch. And I believe it's like a question of person's talent, is of a person like person's skills. It's not something that easy to improve your creative mind. And in the opposite, we have a backend development where developers that's a really strict guys which works with the black screens, and they just manage with data, with databases, with the servers, etc. And for me, it's like too boring, I would say. But frontend it's somewhere in the middle, because you're able to see your result, you're able to see what you are doing, and it's very clear progress of your growing, of your professional growing. It's very clear vision of result of your current task, because I will show you difference in several minutes. I will show you difference between first work of my student and the last one. And for me, it's very inspiring when you could see what you are doing. And yeah, also the main preference of front end for me, it's very good starting point, because it's very easy to switch to any other development field, because front-end development includes the most popular tools. I would say knowledge about user interfaces. I would say knowledge about markup is very useful for designers. It's very useful for product managers, for backend developers as well, for programmers, for any field of study. And if we're talking about JavaScript as the core of our course, JavaScript is technology that allows you to switch easily in the backend field, because for example, for Node.js backenders, JavaScript is crucial as well as a frontend. So you could start with the frontend and then decide, okay, I want to work with something more creative. I want to create designs. Okay, now you have knowledge about user interface. Now you have knowledge how it works in the browser, and you could easily switch to the design. Or in the opposite, you could realize that okay, I want to work with something more serious. I want to work with a database basis. So you could easily switch to the backend development, or you could easily switch to QA testing, which is related to frontend as well. So for me, it's like the perfect entry point, the most flexible, the most which use the most popular technologies. What's very important for me as for developer, it's to be very careful. You should be a very careful person. Uh, what I mean, it's at the point when you try to transform design into like a real interface, you need to look closely to each detail on a design, and you need to be very careful at that moment. Just at that moment, just do not miss something very important. Do not miss some position of the element, some value of width, of height, of color, etc., etc. But I believe it's not something very complicated. Just question of experience, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, so now it's time to share one of very helpful, I believe, resources, which is actually a part of our blog at Beetroot Academy's website, and it's called Success Stories because we, for our almost 10 years of existing as an tech academy, we have graduated more than 12,000 students that have successfully gotten a job in more than 700, I believe, companies worldwide, and a lot of them were open to a small talk, an interview, let's say, and share their experience, both those of studying and of finding a work, a job place. And that is what we call the success story. And there are a lot of them published on the website. And I believe those are a great source of A, inspiration, and B, helpful tips. Inspiration because those are the same people as you are right now. They were thinking about changing their job, switching to a new career direction. They chose front end or maybe design or project management. I really think that it's great to read all of those stories because, again, those people were choosing between different options as probably you are right now, and you're maybe stopping on front end, but those people stopped in another way. And they came to Beetroot Academy usually with like the zero tech experience. It's the usual practice at the academy for us. And they were able to successfully pass the course and, what is more important, to get a job. And they tell a lot about their like thinking process, how they applied for different job positions, how is the best way to maybe, pass the a task or to get all of the responses at the tech interview correct. I believe those are the advice that will be very, very helpful, especially for those who are only starting out. And also, as I mentioned, a great source of inspiration because, again, Alex here has years of experience. And while it's great that he's here sharing these basically experience with you and answering your questions, but it can be like a little bit out of range his position and where we are starting right now. That's why those stories are actually a great place of finding that motivation to believe in yourself, in your like inner force that will drive you on that career path and actually keep going. And I think also it's a great time to show the like progress journey of one of the Alex students and of the like her project during the course, and as Alex mentioned how she started. I believe she also like has like no tech experience whatsoever.
No tech experience. Could I go with my screen sharing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So our front-end developer course, it's a tough trail with a lot of milestones, and I will try to show these milestones on the example of one of my students. Now I'm working with my third group here. Next Monday we will start my group number 4, and basically now we are looking at the very first homework of my student. I decided to put this private data here just instead of name. So the first homework was like a CV, just to let me know about yourself, about your experience, and we may see that this girl's is master's degree of foreign languages. She was very good at English. She was very good in management, but She didn't have any experience in the front-end development, in nothing. So our first homework was like the basic structure, the basic website, just to display information about yourself. We are working in a code editor. We are working in Visual Studio Code. It looks like this. So here we see how this page, not exactly this, but almost all of this page there looks the same from code perspective. So the first milestone to achieve is to HTML. HTML is a markup language which allows us to create the structure. As I said, it's a bricks of your walls. It's the main way how you will display data to user. That so that's the very first work. And after each block, we have like a practical task which allow me to track the progress of user. And after HTML block, we have a CSS module, which during which we are talking about styling, how to paint our walls, how to apply styles. And let me show you the difference of the progress. Here we have the basic structure of the page, but if I'll add some assets, I just renamed folders just to make it more obvious for you. You may see these styles applied to the page, and that's the very first project of this student. We have this project after around 1 or 2 months of study. So here we have the proper structure, here we have the proper styling, and here we have like a piece of JavaScript which allows you to create such website after like 1 or 2 months of study. Like it's a very small amount of time, because for me, when I have started to learn front end, I spent like over 2 years, because I wasn't able to ask the questions because I didn't have any person who could help me with it. And here we are working with students like a team. Like it's not a common school or university. Yeah, I don't know how to be a teacher in the common way of this, in the common sense of this word. We are working as a team lead with development team. So here you may see the result. I believe it's pretty decent result for such short time. We have like a lot of carousels here, etc., etc., etc. So after 2 modules, it's HTML and CSS, she was able to do this. And after full course, I could show the very last project of this student. She is a great fan of Korean TV shows, so she decided to create some application which allows user to search films. I don't know, school, to search some Korean films or some anime, as we see. So yeah, here we have a beautiful combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is working on React.js, the most popular front-end framework, which allows you to work faster, to create really great things. So yeah, but from code perspective, as I show you, we have the same structure. We have styles, which is code as well, and we have JavaScript. It's basically code as well. And all these three tools allows you to create something like this. So yeah, I would say it's a pretty good progress for a non-technical person who started with zero knowledge, and after several months of hard work, we're able to achieve such result. As I know now, she's working as a junior front-end developer on a good position. So yeah, I would say I'm proud of this person.
As a big Korean drama fan myself, if I was a recruiter who would who was looking for a front-end developer, sorry, I would totally hire her. And I still can't believe that, behind all of this beautiful visual aspect, let me say, there is still just lines of code and how it just is transfer. For me, it's magic. I don't know. I don't know a lot about that. That's why for me, it's just magic, and that's great.
Yeah, it's a magic indeed.
And in a stretch of a couple of months, a totally non-technical person was able to create that. Again, for me, it's mind-blowing. And I'm also really proud of her. I think that's a great job. Okay, so then let me please come back to the presentation. If you like, okay, thank you. So yeah, again, please go to the website to read these fun, probably fun also success stories, and to see the same kind of progress a lot of people did, not only in front-end development. And I would like to also say a few words about the Beetroot Academy, as who we are and what do we do. So we are actually a Swedish-Ukrainian tech academy, tech school, who is, as I've said, almost 10 years on the market. So a small anniversary we are having actually in September, obviously right now. And again, as I also mentioned, we have graduated more than 12,000 students. We are really proud of those numbers, but not only they spoke in our as our benefit, but we are also have a great network of different partners who believe in us and work with us. And we're also accredited by different organizations, as one of them is Almega. It's a European organization that acknowledges educational providers. So the way we teach, the methodology our teachers use, the program in a nutshell is accredited as a legitimate learning program, learning school. That's why on the certificate you will get after the completion of the course, it will be also certified by Almega. That is, it will have an actual value as opposed to just certificates from a usual course or program. We have a kind of different methodology that we use. If you have ever heard of flipped classroom method, that being said, basically it means that you learn the theoretical part at home. You read a bit about the materials, some terms and methods you can use. And then you come to a live class with a teacher like Alex is, and you have straight 2 hours of practice. So you actually try to write that code to maybe apply different styles and whatever. I'm not sure what you're actually doing. Alex will tell far more about that in a moment. The group that you're studying is pretty small. It's usually up to 15 people. And in my opinion, it gives you the best of 2 worlds. On one hand, you still have group mates, classmates that are on the same journey as you are, learning new stuff and pursuing new career. You can also go to them to talk about homework, to discuss different topics, to prepare together to the classes. We actually encourage to find so-called study buddies, basically the person you are studying together with, because we believe that's a great social encouragement. But also 15 or up to 15 people is still enough, gives Alex, as a teacher, for example, enough time and space to be able to give detailed feedback on your homework, to come with questions, to answer those questions. Because again, imagine if there were 30 or 50 people, no way a teacher can actually help everybody. And with small group, it's actually possible. And a huge bonus that we offer, because we believe that like learning, mastering a career is one part, but the second huge part that you will end up with is actually looking for a job and getting the job. And we know it can be hard and it can be scary. So that's why we try to support our students like in each and every possible way. We have a separate model of career consulting where you will learn how to create your CV, how to present a portfolio, how to make up a LinkedIn profile, which is super important in modern world networking, which is also a huge part of job searching process. And those profiles and documents will be given a feedback by professional recruiters from the Beetroot Academy, so that you know exactly what to improve, what to maybe rewrite to make a really great CV for a recruiter to look at and think, hey, maybe that is the person I'm looking for. And we are also adding an AI module for each of our courses because, again, we are staying on the top of the market. We know and learn about all of the trends and changes the market has to offer. And of course, AI is a pretty huge topic. That's why our AI module covers the basics of AI. How can you use it in your job, like everyday tasks as a front-end developer? And also, how can you use it in your job search process? Because believe me, those tools can do some magical stuff as well. And it's better to know about them and to actually use them to help yourself. And one of the like last informational slides I have for you is a couple of words about the front end course. Of course, Alex will give you more inside information of the tasks and how it's going. I will give you the organizational type of information. That's what I'm here for. First of all, as Alex has already mentioned, the group starts really soon, basically the next week. Please, no worries, you still have time to enroll if you believe it's a great choice for you. And in this course, in 6 months, you will cover everything starting from the basics going up to like in-depth styling and different tools that you can use in your everyday job. And in this 6 months period, you will learn everything you need to become a junior front-end developer and to actually have a certificate to prove that you are ready for this position. I believe that we have actually great lessons that are thoroughly practical and not theoretical for you to be able to get the practical skills that are looked for in the job market. And you will also have a strong portfolio of different works because, again, the website that Alex showed us, I'm like 90% sure that your student used them when applying for a job because those are ready-made projects she can present and you will be able to present at a technical interview as an example of how you know the topics and how can you create different websites, applications, etc. Alex, do you have any comments on how the classes are going? How are you like teaching the groups and etc.?
It was very well described, but yeah, we will have course which will start next Monday. It will last for 6 months, and we will try to cover all required tools to become a front-end developer. We will have 2 lessons for a week. The current schedule, I believe it's a Monday and Tuesday after work, at the end of the day. So yeah, it lasts 2 hours, and during my lessons, at the beginning, at the end, we have time to discuss, to answer your questions, to discuss something from the theory questions, because yeah, the flipped system is very good. It's very nice, in my opinion, because let's be honest, all information about front-end developer you are able to find in the internet because there is no secrets. It's everything easy to find. I'm here to provide my vision on it from a perspective of 9 years of experience. How to use it, because yeah, you could read it, you could find information, but how to use it on a practice, it's a different sort of question. So yeah, I'm trying to work with students as with my teammates. I'm not punish my students as in school or something like that. We have homeworks after each lesson. That's why we are trying to have a big gaps between lessons. As I said, it's Monday and Tuesday, so we will have like 3 days for each homework. It's 3 days for students to prepare homework, and 3 days for me to check these homeworks. For each homework, I'm trying to left the most detailed description, explanation of what I did like, what I didn't like. If it's hard to explain in a text format, we could discuss it during the lesson. We could talk about it like in real time. I'm always open to any questions like out of the lesson schedule. So from Monday to Friday, my students able to text me almost anytime. If I have time, I'm willing to help. I'm willing to answer. And yeah, we are trying to move like on a trail from main tools. It's HTML, CSS. Then we have first project, which allow me to track your progress of my students. Then we are starting the JavaScript block, which is the biggest and the most important. And at the end, we have a block with React.js, which is main front-end tool for now, the most popular. Also, we are working with Git, with a GitHub, which is crucial for any developers. We all learn how to work with Figma, how to work with the designs, how to get all required information from design and transform it. Basically, yeah, I'm trying to focus on practice, and in a perfect world, we are trying to spend all lesson time for practice, but if for some circumstances you feel that you didn't spend enough time on a theory, it's not a problem to discuss something, to discuss some theory topic during the lesson. We are trying to be flexible. We are trying to satisfy all requirements from our students. So yeah, the main idea that students learn something and then come to me with the questions. Hey, Alex, I don't know how to do it. I have read it, but I don't know how to do it. Could you explain? And that's how we build our lessons.
Yeah, thank you for your feedback. And I think we can move on. We are almost at the end of the informational block, and I will try to I will start to give you a few bonuses that, as I have said, we prepared. So one of them will be actually a handy guide on the front-end developer profession, because of course you will have the recording with everything we have talked about. But I can imagine that it will be hard for you to find 1 hour straight to again sit and rewatch everything from beginning till end. But I also can imagine that a handy PDF guide will be a far more useful way to recollect everything that we have talked about. That's why in the email, alongside with the recording of this event, you will have a short presentation on front-end developer's career that will cover basically everything we have talked today. So what is it? How do you get it? What's the difference between front end and back end? What are the ways to go further into the career? So you start as a junior front end developer, and what is your way up this career ladder? Also about different challenges that you may face, typical tasks, what is expected from a professional front end developer, and so on and so forth. I believe that will be a handy notes to look through if you need a reminder of anything that we have talked today about. And that being said, I think we can finally move to the most useful part of the event. I believe so, at least. It's a Q&A session. So again, please, any kinds of question regarding front-end development, Alex's personal experience in the field, his tips and tricks on the educational journey, or on how to start a career, everything, we're open to those questions. We're here to answer them, to help you as much as we can. And I've already seen 2 questions in the live chat. Thank you for them. And all of the other guys, you have some time to add to those questions. So Alex, the first question is developer responsible for making sure the design is also accessible for special users, for example, low vision, or this should be discussed with UI UX team?
Um, in my current position, I'm the person who is responsible on it. Designers, I would say they do not have tools to take care about accessibility, because designers provide only like the scheme, only the picture. But if you're talking about real world scenario, when user with some disability trying to interact with the page, it's my business. Yeah. So in addition to all like main front-end technologies, there is a separate field of study about accessibility. And yeah, the front-end developer should take care about accessibility.
Okay, thank you. The next question is an interesting one, I would say. Are there any days where you don't work much? I presume that the company where front-end developer works is not always trying to create a new website.
Uh, it sounds like a person is familiar with a common day of front-end developer. Yeah, I would say there are some days where I do not work much, because now at current position we are working in sprint format. Sprint is like 3 weeks of development, and first day of the sprint is like a planning. So I do not write any code. I'm just sitting and thinking, okay, how many hours do I need for this and for this? And yeah, I I I'm used to spending a lot of time on planning, so it's not a coding. Also, at the end of the spring, we have some time for bug fixing. And if you do not have any bugs, if you did everything absolutely correct, you will have some free time. Yeah, we are trying to play like the safe card in the estimation of our work. And if I'm saying that I need 8 hours first for any feature, and I did it during 2 hours, I will have 3 hours to do something useful.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, are you still bringing in juniors on board after completing this course of yours? Not of all courses, but perhaps some who excel. If yes, how likely is that taking the war and IT market into account? So this question is a little bit more Ukraine specific, let's say, but I believe that tough situation on the market can be at any given country. Can you share your experience with like the top students? How do you continue maybe working with them, and then I can share the general information that we
If
have.
I understood everything correct, we are talking about my collaboration with students after finishing the course. Yeah. So I'm always staying in touch with my students. I have like 3 Telegram channels with all my students. After each group, we are creating this channel, and I'm always trying to ask, "Hey guys, how it's going? Did you have any progress?" And they are used to sharing like some technical stuff, some technical details of their new job, or when they are trying to apply to some position, they could ask me, "Hey Alex, I don't know. I have technical test here. Could you help me? Could you assist me a bit? Because I forgot how to do it." I'm always willing to help. We are in good relations with all my students, because as I said, I'm trying to work as with students as with my teammates, and Usually at the end of the course, we are like more than teammates, we are friends, because we are not talking only about front end. Yeah, we are talking about some real world situations, my experience, their experience. So yeah, we are
Yeah,
we
I
are
can
trying
also
to be
share
friends.
yeah, thank you. I can share a little bit on the more general perspective, not only talking front-end development courses, but still, that's true that a lot of times the teacher will have a pretty close relationships with students and keep in touch with them after like graduating from the course. But also every graduate from the Beetroot Academy will go straight into community chats where, for example, we have separate vacancies and job offers posting from our partners. A lot of times we have companies that will come for us and say, hey, we're looking for internship students we can get for this and that program. Maybe you have students who are willing to do that. We have stories when, again, to our teachers as professionals in their field may come their, I don't know, like friend of theirs and say, hey, we're building like a startup. Do you know a front-end developer who can build us a website, etc.? And through this network, again, like the networking as a huge part of job searching process, through this network of people, we can connect the students of ours and their potential like employer, and that's a great part of the academy and the network we've created during those years. As for the the war and IT marketing to account, is it a tough situation? Obviously, yes. Is it hard maybe sometimes to enter those markets? Yes, I won't lie to you. We all know that. Is it still possible, and do our students and graduates manage to do that still? Yes, they do, and we have stories to prove that. Do we help them as much as we possibly can? Yes. We cannot guarantee you that because we don't have those like job offers to give you straight away and the places you can work at, but we do our best, again, using the network of partners, using the network of our teachers and the community of graduates to help you connect with different kind of people, because you never know where the vacancy can come from. I hope that answers the question. If you have any additional questions, please let us know. Another question, Alex, do you work with the databases as front-end developer? How do you interact with DevOps? I hope I said it correct. And BE teams.
That's a very good question. I'm working with databases from the front-end side because obviously we have a tools how to get data from the server. In my team, I'm front-end lead, and I have one front-end developer with me. And also we have a DevOps, we have a backend development guys. So we are collaborate with them during the whole process of development. So usually it looks like a friendly call. Hello, could you send me required data? What do you need from my side for it? And that's it. We have separate like department, let's say. It's only two people, but let's call it department. We have separate backend department to manage with databases and provide all data in the required format, which is accessible for us on the development side. During the course, we have a separate block of lessons where we talk about servers, where we're talking about API calls, how to get data from server, how to display it. And I showed you in the example that on this beautiful Korean website that you are able to find some film. It's a server. It's a server stuff.
Great, thank you. The next question about freelancing in this field. Is it possible and sustainable to work as a freelancer in front-end development?
Oh yeah, indeed. Indeed. I like 5 years ago, I have worked at one position. It was very nice company, but let's be honest, we had some problems with the payments, with the salaries. So I decided to take some freelance, and I have become like top 10. I don't know how do they call it on. I have worked on Upwork, and they have like the ladder with the most reliable developers. So I had a badge that top 10 the most reliable or something like this, the most reliable developers. Yeah, I have worked on Upwork. I was absolutely satisfied with it. I found a very good client from Canada who helped me a lot, who taught me a lot from the tools, from the development, and that's a very good experience to improve your soft skills, to improve your communication skills. Yeah, it's absolutely doable to work on freelance. But my personal opinion, before this, you need to work in a company like at least 1 or 2 years to get the minimum required experience to start like your own business, to work with a company just to feel these processes, how it works.
Thank you. The next question is, in case your team does not have a designer on the project, how do you deal with that? Or in this case, design is done on the customer side.
That's my real case. We do not have designers in my team. We have like a contractors. So company just hire them when they need to develop something, they need to develop some feature or create a new page. They just hire them, they draw how it should be. And that's I would say that's not the perfect way how to manage with it, because if we have some questions and if we have uh, some uh, some concerns, I would say. We have no way how to collaborate with the designers. We need to provide all our concerns to our business analysis, talk with a brand, explain why it is not doable, and they should hire designers once again and try to ask them just to fix something or redraw something. So there are a lot of cases when we just work without designers, when we just agree, okay, this button should be blue. Okay, do we need a design for it? No, we could change color from red to blue without designers. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Another, like for me, probably the most relatable question, is it normal that I cannot remember everything I learned? I've been learning HTML and CSS for a couple of months now, and I still have to look up for how to censor a div now and then.
Yeah, it's I can't remember everything. You don't have to learn by heart. It's not a poem, and yeah, it's not a song. Lyrics. Yeah, um, you just as I'm used to saying, you just need to know that it exists and need to know how to find it. So especially from JavaScript, it's a huge amount of information. It's a big bunch of information. So we are trying uh, just to pick the most important, just talk about them. And I'm saying, guys, okay, if you do not remember, just to try to recall that it exists. Try to Google it, and if you have at least some basic knowledge about it, you will be able to find information and reuse it for your purpose. But if you do not have any practice experience, the Google won't help you. So yeah, do not please don't worry about that you don't know everything. Nobody knows. Just try to focus on the practice.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're scared that after the course, again, you maybe forget this and that piece of information. All of the materials will be with you forever. So in the LMS, learning management system, you will have both the articles, the video, like the recordings from the actual classes, and also all the feedback you will have on the homework. Everything will be like guarded there, and you can access it at any moment to maybe catch up something, because one of the tips our students usually have, that they use those materials to prepare for a tech interview in case they're also nervous and feeling they have to, remember something. So that's also a great way to use those materials. Another question about testing. Alex, what type of testing do you work with? Unit, visual, etc.?
Now I'm working with unit testing with using a Jest. The main framework on my full-time position is a Vue.js. So yeah, we have like the requirements about code coverage in percentage. So yeah, after creating new component, I need to cover it with unit tests. And also we have QA department. Okay, it's a two-person as well. QA department. So they are responsible for visual testing. I'm responsible for unit testing for the front-end
Okay.
part.
Thank you. And for now, at least the last question that we have, what is your opinion on website builders like Webflow? And what are some of the limitations of working with them instead of writing a code?
I would say that's a very good tool for like common customers. For example, if you own small business and you need like to create a website, you could do it yourself without any development because you don't know how to do it. But if you're talking about like real big business, like in my case, it's not the case because first of all, these tools provide too much limitations. It's very hard to customize. It's very hard to make it flexible and reusable. And the second point, usually usually clients, they don't know what do they want. And if person do not know how it should be, you need to discuss it, you need to create some mock-up, you need to create proof of concepts. And from this perspective, website builders are not reliable because usually you need to maintain what you did, you need to support it, and in such case, like the plain development, the plain code base, much more reliable.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer. That was the last question we have. Thank you so much for all of the questions. I really hope we were able to answer them quite explicitly. And again, returning to the goal of this webinar, if for now you can actually answer yourself, is the front-end development career a nice path for you to pursue? Whether the answer is yes or no. If you have the answer, then I think the goal is achieved and we did our job pretty good. I would like to thank all of you for visiting this event, for finding out the time this evening to spend this with us. I'm really, really grateful for that. Alex, thank you for all your time and experience and willingness to share and answer the questions. I also hope that all of the bonuses that we have prepared for you will be helpful as well. Again, you will have all of those alongside with the recording of the event in the email tomorrow morning. And I would like to thank you one more time. I hope to see you either at the course at the Beetroot Academy or at the next event, whatever you choose. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.